Enjoy this free preview from MyOutdoorTV. With the largest library of outdoor shows, we're the home of the adventurous, the champions, the legends. MyOutdoorTV. Try us free.
Meet Louis Tuminero. He's a firearms restoration expert that truly believes every gun has a story to tell and a unique connection to the person who owns it. That's why each week, the Gunfather team is going to restore a firearm submitted by you back to its original glory. This is the Gunfather Restorations.
Hey, Louie, Lane Schultita's calling from Florida. I'm thinking about sending you my gun, and I'm hoping you'll get it and put it on your show. Gun's got a lot of history to it. It's an old Colt Army, and I think you'll really like it. And the gun was used a lot. 3 generations of police officers have touched that gun. So hopefully you'll get it and use it on your show. Love to hear from you, buddy.
So we just got a submission in from Lane. It's a first generation Colt, and I want to see what it's all about. Hey, Lou.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Check out what we got in today.
Yo, is that what I think it is?
Old school.
You know, I'm working at the bench and Devin is trying to get my attention.
Hey, Louie, take a look at this, man.
What do we got here, bro?
Oh, nice. Some stuff's falling off of it.
Right here, same to pieces.
Okay.
I come over and I see a Colt DA38 double action sitting on the bench.
Now, this is a first-year production DA38. It was sent in by Lane and his family, and they're wondering if we can restore it.
You know, my first impression is that this gun is pretty beat up.
You know, when you had this open over here, can't help but look at this. This thing's got a 3-digit serial number, and I'm talking a low 3-digit serial number.
Oh, wow.
You know, what's special about a 3-digit serial number is that you know that that gun was the first year of manufacture. And in general, the lower the number, the more valuable the gun is.
Wow. You know, Dev, this thing's got 131 years of dirt, gunpowder, grime in it. I tell you what, let's get this over to Derek, and then let's get this over to the ultrasonic cleaner and get it cleaned up.
Let's do it, Lou.
All right, buddy.
Thousands of rounds have been through this bad boy. The Colt 1892 was the first double-action revolver with a swing-out cylinder adapted by the U.S. Army and Navy. This revolver was named the New Army, and Teddy Roosevelt had one on him as he charged up San Juan Hill. Between 1892 and 1907, Colt manufactured over 290,000 of these revolvers, and one of them is Lane's. So as soon as Derek was done, I had to take this old relic of a revolver and clean off the 100 years of powder burn, gunpowder, grime, grease. So I took it to our ultrasonic cleaner.
The cleaner uses high-frequency sound waves to do its cleaning.
As soon as I pull that revolver out of press ultrasonic cleaner, it doesn't look like much has been done, but it gives our gunsmiths that huge head start in the restoration process.
You know, this gun is 100 years old. We're gonna have to pull out every tool in the shop to make this gun perfect.
The Gunfather Restorations is presented by Colt, still making history. Louis and the Gunfather team just received a Colt New Army from Lane in Florida. This is a gun steeped in American history, and Louis knows the pressure is on to make this restoration perfect.
All right, Joe, we have a treat here today. We just got in an 1892 Colt DA revolver. Look at this, man.
Just saw the Colt DA for the first time, and you can tell it's a very old firearm. It's got a lot of rust and patina on it. Ooh, looks like we got a cracked portion cone.
Oh yeah, looks like we were putting a new barrel on that, huh?
Yep. I noticed that the barrel has a cracked forcing cone, so that will have to be replaced.
When the forcing cone is cracked, that means that the gun is deemed unsafe to shoot. I have to now source a new barrel for a 100-year-old gun.
You know, I've seen worse for guns that's age, you know, but it looks like we're gonna have to go over all the stampings.
Yeah, that horse stamp is pretty well worn off.
Yep.
So I'll have to remove that and re-engrave it back on.
Yeah.
We have a state-of-the-art fiber laser engraver. We're gonna take off that factory Colt logo and we are gonna put on a brand new one flawlessly.
You know, one thing that these guns are notorious for, and it kind of scares me a little bit, Joe, is that, I mean, the timing seems like it's pretty good on this gun, okay? But when I look at the screws like this, all burred up like this, it tells me that someone's been in this gun. I wouldn't doubt it when we go to take this apart that we're probably gonna have to replace those, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, why don't you start taking this apart so you can see what's inside and see what we're working with, and I'm gonna go call the customer.
All right.
All right, buddy.
You know, when Joe was taking the DA apart, it was kind of funny because everything is backwards, okay? All the threading on the gun was opposite than a normal DA would be in a later model production gun. I am super excited to hear the backstory from the owner on this DA-38.
Hey, Lane, how you doing?
Not bad, Louie. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I just wanted to say thank you for sending us your submission.
I appreciate that very much. I'm glad I was able to get it to you.
I was really surprised to see that you sent us a Colt DA-38, and that gun looked like it was used and used and used.
It's been around a long time. Been in the family for many years, and it was a working man's gun.
Wow. Well, could you mind sharing a little bit of a backstory on how you obtained it and, you know, where it's going, on whom you may be giving it to?
The gun was originally purchased by my great-great-grandfather somewhere around 1901, 1902. And then it was passed on to my mother. And she passed away last year, She passed away, she's 103 years old. And we've had it in the family all that time. And the gun has gone to me. And it's been sitting in a display case here in my front room for years since I got it. And then I'm going to be passing it on, hopefully, to my grandnephew.
Lane, I wanted to, number one, send my condolences to your family, but I want you to know one thing, that your gun is safe with us. You've made the right choice by sending it to the custom shop, because I will bet you one thing, and that is that when you get it back, it will look like the day that it was made.
I really think it's cool that Lane is gonna continue with that tradition and pass it down.
We have our work cut out for us on it. I want you to know that we're not gonna let you down, and that this is gonna be a lot of fun, Lane, okay?
Well, I appreciate that very much, and good luck with it. I'm looking forward to getting it back.
Louie and the Gunsmiths are starting a restoration on a classic Colt M1892. This gun belongs to Lane, who's had it in the family for 3 generations. It means the world to him, and it's up to the Gunfather team to return it to mint condition.
Hey, look at this. Look at that, Joe. What do you see right there, Mark?
It's a little remnant of some niter bluing.
So I rejoined Joe after talking with Lane and noticed when Joe had the gun apart that there were some blue accents on the hammer and the trigger.
Wow, that makes me happy, you know, because what would be better than to take this gun and to put those nice flame blue accents on this, you know?
Louis and I just came up with a game plan for the Colt DA38. I'm gonna start on the frame and he's gonna start working on the side plate.
You know, this Colt DA is more than a one-man job, and the Gunfather is gonna help Joe out.
Listen, we have a new project here, okay? This is one of our submissions, all right? And I need you guys to do your trusty artwork on this, okay?
We were able to find a really great example of a Colt Rampant Stallion that JoJo was able to clean up and make ready for our laser. We're just waiting for Joe in the back, and once we get it, we're gonna laze it on there and it'll be ready to go.
While I'm working on this side of the frame, the side that has the side plate, I'm going to basically polish all the flat surfaces, and I'll do this little contour right here by hand.
The first part that I worked on the DA was the side plate. Right off the bat, I went to a wider stick, and I wanted to keep that surface 100% level with no waves and no dips in it.
A couple little spots I have to get by hand, but mostly done. I wanted to make sure I could get that horse stamp off as quickly as possible, get it down to bare metal. That way I can get it over to JoJo and he can re-engrave it for me.
Right now, JoJo has the frame to the DA, and he is super nervous about getting that logo positioned perfectly.
All right, so this is the Colt DA loaded up in the laser, and we're going to engrave the Rampant Stallion back onto the frame. We've got one shot with this, no messing up. Let's see what we got. Looking good, and just need to wipe it down with alcohol and we'll be good to hand it over to Joe.
Taking off, you know, 130 years of rust and pit is not easy, but you know something? It's very, very, very gratifying when you are done with it, to see the finished product.
I had to change papers probably 10 times before I got that side plate where I needed it.
So on this particular gun, the barrel was far too damaged to reuse it. It had a cracked forcing cone. So we were able to acquire a new barrel, but it, however, was not in very good condition either. So I went through the process of polishing it and removing the stamps that were on it. There's a little thing on the front sight that I have to polish out, but it's pretty much done.
I just got done with the side plate, and I'm ready to start niter bluing all the accent parts.
So what we're doing over here is we are niter bluing. What that is, it's like a flame blue accent that we are going to put on certain guns. Okay, and the DA came that way from the factory, so we are going to do the old school method of flame bluing it or niter bluing it right here, right now.
So the parts that were niter blued were the hammer, the trigger, the hammer pin, the trigger pin, and the ejector rod head.
Wow, these are looking really, really beautiful. I think this DA38 is gonna look amazing.
Right now, JoJo has the barrel, and he is super nervous about getting that positioned perfectly.
All right, so I got done mapping the barrel for the Colt DA. So now what I have to do is I have to align the barrel into the laser so then we can laser it and we have no room for mistakes. Alrighty, now that the lasing process has finished, let's see what we got. And it looks perfect. Lou's gonna be so happy with this.
So we just have a few more small pieces to do, and then when I'm done, we can fire up the bluing tanks and finish the project. Well, just like the rest of the gun, the cylinder was covered with pits and rust and scratches, wear and tear over all those years. So I did basically the same process. I took a file to it to start out with, removed a lot of material, and then smoothed everything out with various grits of sandpaper.
So Joe is gonna go heat up the tanks, and we're gonna get this DA ready to blue.
The Gunfather Restorations is presented by Colt, still making history. When Lane submitted his family's 1892 Colt double action, Louis couldn't resist the challenge. With all the metal rehabilitated and the Colt royal blue finish complete, Louis can now inspect the project before reassembly.
We have a lot of processes here at the custom shop, and one of them is when the parts come out of the tank, I inspect them.
We had to put the new horse, okay, back over here on the frame, and that is looking dynamite. This gun actually feels, I think, a little bit lighter. I mean, it had so much rust on it and pitting. I'm gonna give the DA an A-OK.
Now our last step is final assembly.
Everything's all blued. Louis has done his final inspection on all the parts, and now I just have to put it together.
This gun was such a fun project, it's hard to believe that we were able to work on a gun from the late 19th century. I had to go out of my way to find an authentic, original Colt DA 38 4-inch barrel. After all the metal preparation was done, JoJo had to do all the lettering on the barrel, the cylinder release, and the frame. I did all the niter blue accents to make that gun pop with that beautiful blue color.
I think the final product here is going to be night and day from where it started. I certainly hope the customer is very impressed with it.
Now I cannot wait to see Lane's reaction when we show him his Colt 38 DA revolver.
Hey, Lane, how you doing?
Not bad, Louis. How are you?
Long time no speak.
Yeah, I know. It's been a little while. You know, I know it takes time on these guns, so I ain't rushing you. Just happy you called.
Well, I appreciate that, but today is your day, Lane.
Wow.
I am very, very excited to reveal this gun to you. I'm going to put my gloves on, and I am going to show you your DA38.
Okay, great. I'm anxious to see it.
I got them all amped up now, and now it's time for the reveal.
Are you ready, Lane?
I'm ready.
All right, buddy.
Oh my goodness. I'm blown away. Holy mackerel. Wow. Unbelievable. What an awesome job.
Lane's reaction was priceless. He looked at that revolver and couldn't even believe that it was his.
This gun does not have a mark on it. The bluing is absolutely flawless and identical to the factory. Look at the grips, how shiny that. These are original grips.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I am just totally without, almost speechless. If my family was here, they'd be proud. They'd be proud.
Lane is the perfect example why we do what we do.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity, okay, to be able to work on such a treasure, okay?
I appreciate that very much. I mean, a family treasure is going to be passed on. I'm just so proud that I was able to get it to you. I'm proud of the history of the gun, the story of the gun. It's going to go back in the display case, but now what a story to tell. A story of where it went, where it came from, and what it is now.
To see Lane get emotional when he saw the DA for the first time, that's why I do what I do.